Hello everybody and welcome to Everything Horror. My name is Hector and I'm going to be doing a haunted house review. Now this haunted attraction is Sanctum of Horror. It's in Mesa, Arizona at the Superstition Mall in the parking lot of Sears. Now Sanctum of Horror consists of two haunted attractions. It's the Sanctum of Horror haunted house and the Breach. It is in a mall parking lot, so if you're going for that Halloween feel, this doesn't really give it. There are a couple scare actors out on the grounds. There's a guy in a wheelchair and a ghostly demonic girl. Now the facades of both haunted houses look amazing. Sanctum Haunted House has like a monster house kind of look. If you've ever seen that movie, it looks like a cartoony haunted house from the outside. It has a purplish hue to it. It's probably from lighting. But a lot of detail paid attention to that facade. The Breach has an amazing facade. It looks like a bunker. It has a greenish hue to it. That's also from the lighting. It looks awesome. Now going into the Sanctum Haunted House, they go over the rules. The actor that was doing it was pretty good. The first thing you see when you go in there is detail, detail, detail. A chair. Paintings on the wall, pictures. A lot of it looks grungy kind of look. You don't want to touch it. It looks dirty. It looks nasty. Blood stains, all that stuff. A lot of attention is paid into every single room. The rooms look like you would see them in a Hollywood film. They look that great. A lot of the scare actors are good. If there was one gripe I had about the acting is a lot of the actresses were screaming. There was just a lot of screaming, more than some of the haunted houses out in Arizona do. And you know, I don't really find screaming scary. Yeah, it startles you a little bit, but repeat and repeat, rinse, repeat, over and over again throughout the haunted house, it just gets tiresome. You get tired of it, and it's not scary. You just leave with an earache. I don't want to go deaf in a haunted house. But other than that, the actors were pretty good. Makeup is well done. A lot of the scare actors were great. One of them was a crazy maniac in a dress. Very well done. He was good. He was doing a lot of improv. He was doing great with that. A lot of the rooms were different from last year. I did go to Sanctum last year, and that was really great. Whenever I go to a haunted house, that's what I look for. Is it different? And it was. A lot of the rooms were different. The ending was different. I love it when the haunted houses do different things. I don't want to go to the haunted house if it's the same every year. I need something different. And Sanctum of Horror delivered on that. Aside from that one gripe, Sanctum of Horror is great year after year. The only thing that they need to get over with that part of the haunt is just the screaming. I think it's a cheap move for a scare, and the only ones that you're gonna get are the little kids. Other than that, adults, we don't find that scary. Creep us out. Really go above for your scare. Now the Breach looks great from the outside. Last year, I loved the Breach. I had really high expectations this year. I love the alien theme. No other haunted house is doing alien theme aside from Fear Farm, but they're not making it a grand staple for their haunted attraction. And that's what I think Sanctum can do with the Breach. They can make it a staple for the haunted attraction. It can be what separates them from any other haunted house. It could be their grand staple. People will want to go here because of that theme. Now when you first walk in, the actor goes over the rules and he goes over the story a little bit. It's a bit convoluted, hard to follow, but the gist of it is there's some kind of virus and it came from some kind of alien specimen. So you go throughout the haunted house. The first thing I notice is it's pretty much the same as last year. And yes, all the way to the end, it was pretty much the same as last year. There might have been some different rooms, but you can't really tell because there isn't much detail that separates it from last year. It's the same gray walls. Some of the rooms, they do look like they would fit in some kind of military bunker, but there's not enough detail there where you can tell the rooms apart. A positive is the animatronics. There was 2 or 3. There was a sound animatronic. There was a cool alien egg looking thing. That was really well done. And then the animatronic at the end. But I'm going to save that for later on in the review. But as you're going through the haunted house, like I said before, not too much to look at. And that was pretty disappointing because Sanctum of Horror, they pay a lot of attention to detail, and I don't know why that same attention wasn't paid in The Breach. As for the ending, the animatronic at the end, it looks great, but I wanted to get a better look at it. You couldn't really see it with the fog. There was too much fog in there. I couldn't really see the animatronic. Great sound effect. You can barely see the animatronic. Aside from that, the acting and the scare actors, they weren't really given too much because everybody was just acting sick. Nobody was mutating. That's what I thought was going to happen. The virus would make people sick. Because in the beginning, people were coughing, this and that. I thought as you went throughout the haunted house, people would start changing, mutating, turning into aliens. Or turning into some kind of alien mutation. But that wasn't really happening. It was just more sick people coughing near you. And that's not really scary. Something could have been done with makeup. Do some kind of weird scales or something alien. Some kind of weird mutation they could have done. And I don't know. I just feel like that was a mistake in their part. They could have, with an alien theme, you can pretty much do anything you want. And they chose to go in the virus kind of direction, where they could have went something with more of a mutation, people turning into the alien organism, just something like that. Because people just coughing near you it's not scary. Now I know it seems like I'm harping a lot, but I loved The Breach last year. Nobody else is doing an alien theme. And I was excited this year because I thought there was going to be improvements and changes to the haunt. A more elaborated story, but I don't know, it was just more of the same, and that was a letdown. The Breach has so much potential to become an amazing part of Sanctum of Horror. I'm mostly rating it higher because of the theme, but there's just a bit more work and love and care that needs to go into that haunted house. There needs to be more detail, more stuff to look at, because as you're going throughout the haunt, it just feels like you're going into the same room over and over again. And it gets repetitive after a while. It sucks. I really like Sanctum, but The Breach just wasn't good this year. It was a lackluster ending to the haunt, meshed with a theme that should have been more explored. And it sucks that the inside doesn't match the facade on the outside. Now, is it worth your money? I think it's worth your money. It's always good to help local haunters, especially if you can tell they're really trying to make a premier haunt in the valley. There's just a few negatives, especially with The Breach. Sanctum is such a strong house, it carries The Breach, to that next level. But I do think it's worth your money. If it's your first time going to a haunted house, definitely go to Sanctum of Horror. They'll give you a good experience, a good first haunt. Even if you have been to a haunted house, I think you should see Sanctum of Horror. I think it's a great experience and well worth your money. Now, if I was rating these haunts individually, Sanctum would be a 5 out of 5, and The Breach would be maybe a 2.5. So I'm just going to meet in the middle. I'm going to give Sanctum of Horror a 3.5 out of 5 pumpkins. So yeah, 3.5 out of 5 pumpkins for Sanctum of Horror. Thank you for watching. And look for more. I'm going to have a Fear Farm review coming up next. So thanks for watching Everything Horror. Take care, you guys. And happy Halloween.